Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. We're starting a series of shows, something we attempted once before, I think 2 years ago,
right,
called Conan and the Chums.
No.
What?
Nope.
Summer S'mores with Conan and the Chums.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How's that obsessive compulsive disorder coming?
How's that asshole Galactica syndrome coming?
What a nice start to a lovely summer day. We started 2 years ago with a segment called, Summer S'mores with Conan and the Chums.
Yep.
I think it began when we had a conversation about s'mores.
That's right.
I maintained that s'mores blow, that nobody really likes them, that it's a very flawed American treat.
Ugh.
And just Sona, you've got to calm down a little bit, and then you can build up to a rage. But for now, we talked about it, and then it became this series where it's just the three of us chewing the fat. And what we thought we'd do is we'd start in studio, and this would be the first episode. But then we would move to an outdoor summer locale.
Where we can literally have a campfire.
Yes, we're going to have an actual campfire.
Yeah.
And so I can't think of anything more exciting than listening to people who were inside now being outside and having a fire. And I think that's the kind of excitement we bring to people.
I think there's a coziness to that people will find.
I agree. I
appealing.
don't know why you took there to be a sarcastic tone in my voice.
Because maybe it was the look on your face.
No, not at all. I had a stroke a few years ago, and it's made me look very skeptical and like I've just had a mouthful of shit. Anyway,
You mean s'mores?
yeah. So what we're going to do
I'm
is
scared to talk.
we're going to start. That's the environment I've always wanted for you. Sona.
Oh my God.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start today's episode of Summer S'mores with Conan and the Chums. That would be Matt and Sona. We're going to start it here in our studio, our brand new spanking studio. But and then we're going to move to an outdoor location. Are you comfortable saying where we're going to go, Matt?
Yeah, and I think...
Because I had big ideas about us going to Yellowstone. I thought it would be really cool if we went up to the Pacific Northwest, maybe to the San Juan Islands.
What?
I thought just some amazing, maybe up to northern Maine, up there in the far reaches, up near the Canadian border. So I had all these great ideas, and I told you, money's no object, the sky's the limit. What did you come up with, Matt?
My backyard.
Your backyard. That's
And I'm going
about...
to pocket that travel money.
Oh, yeah, because you did ask
Give
for
me
the
a
cash.
stipend,
You
yeah.
asked for the cash up front.
No, well, we've got our...
I gave you $600,000 to work this out, and now we're doing it in your backyard.
Because I got a new park bench. We did talk about the fact that you live on the west side. Both Sona and I live on the east side in the Dinas. No, that's 2-1. So
We have a lot of people listening who don't know what the Dinas are, so let's tell them. You're talking about your Pasadena, your Altadena,
Yeah.
your Dina and DeLuca. These are places on the far east side of the Los Angeles metropolitan area. Is that true?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the far east side in the greater scheme of things.
I've been to Sona's house. It took several days to get there.
No.
3 burros died underneath me. It's way, way out there.
You're the far one. The greater community of this world here that we live and work in lives on the east, where you live far on the west.
Yeah. Whose name is in the title of the show?
Friend? Rupert Friend?
Jesus, you're weird. What an odd fellow. Okay, as you know, I'm a Democratic man, and I believe in the power of different voices being raised and then letting the majority rule. I've always felt that way. We're going to go to your house, which is in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in your backyard.
Yeah.
I don't remember there being a backyard.
Well, you haven't been in it.
Okay.
You came over one time when we recorded that quarantine episode, and you guys came in the front door, and we recorded, and you left the front door.
Right.
Yeah.
Back when people thought that COVID was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Back in those early paranoid days.
We shoved that.
2.5 years ago. Anyway, I do remember that. That was very strange because remember we all gathered there and we thought, what is this COVID thing? I guess if you gather in groups of like 5, you can't get it. This is early on.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about it. This is back when we were being told, wipe down all your groceries.
Right.
Because COVID is spread by touching a box of Lucky Charms that just came from a Ralph's. Like we didn't know anything.
No, and we didn't really touch each other. There were half of us that
I kept trying to touch you.
Yeah, that was part of the reason we want to move this outside. But we wouldn't touch each other, but we'd be in the same room. Remember that?
Yeah, and then it later turned out that, that doesn't work. But there were early days. We didn't know. And here we are now 2.5 years later, and we're going to return to your house.
Yeah.
And
triumphant.
We're triumphant. And we are going to celebrate summer s'mores.